Star Wars 7x7 episode 2239. We did winners and losers from The Force Awakens over the past 2 days, but there was one very main character who was not represented, and there's a good reason why. Punch it. Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod, and this is Star Wars 7x7, your daily dose of Star Wars joy, and thank you so much for joining me for it. So, the winners and losers thing, if you are not familiar with it yet, way back in the early days of the podcast, I did a series of episodes where I looked at the characters whose fortunes were the most improved or the least improved by the results of the events of a given movie. I did it for all 6 movies at the time, and now I'm completing the cycle with the sequel trilogy. So we did that for The Force Awakens winners on, what day is this? Tuesday, and losers on Wednesday. And there was one character who did not appear, and that was Finn. And certainly he's a major character in this movie, so why wouldn't he be represented? Well, the more I thought about him, and he was on the list of characters for me to evaluate, but the more I thought about him, the more I thought that he was really a rather odd case. I don't know if you can easily say that his fortunes were most improved or least improved as a result of the events of the movie. He is possibly the most balanced character in that regard. On the one hand, you would think that it's good news that he's away from the First Order because he clearly did not want to be a part of it, and he was under threat of reconditioning, which at the time we had no idea what exactly that meant, but it certainly didn't sound like a very good thing at all. It sounded very much like a brainwashing kind of situation, and he managed to get away with the help of Poe Dameron, which was a good thing. But he crash lands on Jakku and is stuck in the wasteland desert and is trying to get away, as far away from the First Order as he can, but he's sucked into these other adventures. And when it gets to the sticking point on Takodana, he does not want to continue on to go with the Resistance. He's trying to get away from everyone and go off with the Crimson Corsair. And the only reason he does actually go with the Resistance is because he sees Rey being taken away by Kylo Ren. But even then, he's basically going there under false pretenses, going to Dakar under false pretenses, because all he cares about is rescuing Rey. He clearly feels some responsibility for her, and I think this goes all the way back to when they were on Jakku, and that she was marked because of the fact that she was seen with him when the First Order came looking for him on the planet. And so, yeah, there is some sort of situation where, he just feels like he is responsible for her fate. And so he goes to Starkiller Base only to rescue her, not to figure out how to blow the thing up. Like, he doesn't care. As far as he's concerned, the First Order can destroy the Resistance, and that would be perfectly fine with him, as long as he is able to at least do what he, felt at least at the base moral obligation for himself was, which was to try to rescue Rey. And what does he get for his trouble? He gets messed up something fierce by Kylo Ren, ends up in a coma back at the Resistance base on Dakar by the time this whole thing is over. So I don't know, maybe the more I think about it, maybe he does belong on the losers list because of the state that he ends the movie in. But he is out of the First Order, and that can only be a good thing, especially under the circumstances where we found him in the First Order. So yeah, I don't know. You tell me what you think. I would love to hear it. Chime in at sw7x7.com in the comments for this episode, or wherever this podcast is that has a comment section. By all means, let me know what you think. And before we wrap things up, I do want to give a quick shout out again to our friends at Audible, and you can get a free audiobook and 30-day audio trial at sw7x7.com/audible. And if you decide to sign up for their subscription service after the 30 days, then they will give us a little tip in the tip jar that helps keep things going here, helps pay for the expenses of the show and whatnot. So one more time, sw7x7.com/audible. And thank you for considering it. Would love to hear what free audiobook you get, so drop me a line about that as well. That's going to do it for our show today. Thank you so much for joining me for it, as always, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be.
Wars 7x7 is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright 2020 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.